Hi everyone, my name is Katy, and thank you for joining me for another reading journal video. Today we will be setting up my spreads for the Autumn Equinox of the 2024 Magical Readathon. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry, I will explain it all. Let's get started. So I've already done some prep work on these pages to get ready for the video. I chose the different washi tapes that I wanted and figured out where my different printouts were going to go. And I also cut down these little peekaboo doors with my scalloped scissors. I like to do that off camera because it's a pretty tedious process, and I put my face right up in there so that I can see what I'm doing, and I don't think it would look good on video. But yeah, I just cut these down almost an inch so that the washi tape on the bottom page will poke through when you have them closed. And I'm using just a really cheap scalloped scissor to do that. You can find them in a bunch of different craft stores, but I'll have one linked in my description below. And of course, all of the washi tapes and stickers that I'm using today are from my favorite small shop, Marigona Suli Art. I'm going for a very orange and purple Halloween kind of vibe, and I really love this aesthetic that she does for these stickers, and I am very happy with how it turned out. So I'm starting by adding the washi tape on the front and back page that will poke through from the scalloped edges. And this washi tape is super cute. It is these different witches in the purple and orange color scheme, very Halloween-y, and it has a bunch of pumpkins and little witchy motifs. I just think it's adorable. And it also really fits with the Autumn Equinox aesthetic. And I guess I should explain a little bit more about what the Autumn Equinox is. The Magical Readathon is a reading challenge created by the channel Book Roast, and it's just an opportunity to have a fun way to encourage you to read more books, read off your shelf, get through your TBR, whatever it may be. And basically it is done through a D&D character creator type experience. You create a character, you can have lore and backstory for them, and then you decide a career that they want to do, and then they go to this school where they are taking classes to become that career, and depending on which career they're going for, they'll have different classes they need to take, and those classes correlate with a reading prompt, and that is how you will choose the books to read. Usually the spring equinox, which happens in April, is a lighter course load. This year mine was only like 4 books. And then your autumn class load will be a little bit higher. So this year mine is 7. We will get to that in a little bit here, where I show you which books I picked and which prompts I had to fulfill. And that is basically it. It is just a way to have some fun, read through your shelf, read through your physical TBR for me. That is what I tried to do. And also read things that you may not have prioritized otherwise if it wasn't part of a book prompt. And this is my 4th equinox, I believe, doing this, and it is a lot of fun. Usually the autumn equinox is in August, but this year it is in September, which I'm very thankful for because I have a lot of motivation to read right now, and I'm hoping to get through all of the books that I chose. So now that I've added the washi tape to the front and back side of the peekaboo doors, I'm going to get started on the first 2 pages of the spread. This spread will have my Scholar's Key, which is just kind of my regular character information, and a little pit crew image that I created for my character, and then the introduction to my career, which is the Beastmaster career. And I've used a washi tape that is also from Marigona Suli Art that has these little orange, white, and black Halloween little images. I think it's so cute with the ghosts and the bat and the pumpkins and everything. So once I have the washi tape added where I want it and cut down over the scalloped edge, I'm adding in that Scholar's Key and Pit Crew image. But first I added some stamps down behind where the Pit Crew image was going to go. These are stamps from Notebook Therapy, and they're just kind of like celestial stars that I added around this area just to fill it up a little bit. I haven't been using my stamps as much often. I used them a lot last year, so I'm hoping to use them more through the end of the year. So once I have those stamps down where I want them, I'm going to add my Pit Crew on top so that they're just poking out behind her. And this is basically the same exact image that I used in April for the spring equinox, but I made her background purple to bring in a little bit more purple into the spread. And then I am also gluing down that Scholar's Key right above her. And once that is done, I'm going in with my pen to add the title, Magical Readathon. All of this so far looks basically the same, just with a different color story to what I did for spring, and I actually really like that, so that you can very visually tell that these are part of the same challenge or part of the same readathon and series. So then I went in with my pen and added in my character information to the Scholar's Key. So her name is Una, which means lamb. And then her guild is Order of the Crescent. Her calling or her career is the Beastmaster. She is a novice student. She is from an urban background on the province of Carador. She is an earthling, and her lunar phase at birth was in alignment. So that is her Scholar's Key. And once I had that all filled out, I went in with my marker and colored in the ribbon on the Scholar's Key, just again to add a little bit more purple into the spread. It was looking very orange, which is fine, but I did want to have some more of that purple in the spread as well. And then I also finished off this first page with some stickers, also by Marigona Suli Art, from miscellaneous witchy and Halloween pages that she's done before. Then I moved on to the next page, which again is for the introduction to the Beastmaster calling. This is just the document that is created by Book Roast for the readathon that I have printed out, and then I am gluing into my journal. And then I went in and highlighted the Autumn Equinox there in the corner, and under that heading is where it says which classes I need to take. So I need an O in Elemental Studies, a D in Animal Studies, an O in Alchemy, and a Q in Restoration. And I will get to what that means on the next page. And I finished off this page just with a few more little stickers just to add some decoration, and again add some more purple into the spread. So then flipping to the next page, this is the page that will have my syllabus, again just printed from the materials that Book Roast has provided. And because there are more books that you need to read in this equinox, the syllabus is 2 pages compared to it being 1 page in April. So for the decoration on this page, I added another washi tape. This is a complimentary washi tape. It is purple and orange and Halloweeny, again from Marigona Suli Art. And I just added 1 strip of this at the bottom and 1 at the top, and then I'm going to just paste the syllabi on top of the washi tape. So once I have the washi tape placed where I want it to be, I go in with my scissors and cut down the scalloped edges. Again, this can be a little bit tedious, but I really like the effect that it has. And then I also use my scissors to add slits on the washi tape where they connect from the two pages, just so that the pages can fully turn and everything by themselves and they're not being stuck to the page next to it. And then it is time to add the 2 syllabus pages. So on the syllabi, it has 3 books listed for every class, and the levels are O for ordinary, Q for qualified, and D for distinguished. So if you have an O that you need to read in a course, you only need to read the first prompt. But if you have a D in a course, you need to read all 3 prompts. So that is what the letters and courses on the previous page meant for this page. And then I am going in with my marker just to mark down all of the books that I need to read. So again, for Alchemy, I need to read an O, so that means I just need the first course. Animal Studies, I need a D, so I need to read all 3 books. Elemental Studies, I only need an O, so that is just 1 book. And then Restoration, I need a Q, so that is 2 books. So I know that can be confusing if you've never done it before, but really it's easy once you get the hang of it and you kind of understand the O, Q, D levels. And then to finish off this page, I'm just adding in a couple stickers to add just a little bit of decoration. And now for the final part of the spread, probably the most fun and creative part of the spread. This is where I will place my different book picks for the different prompts I need to read. So to start this page, I need to add my washi tape, of course. So I'm just adding 1 strip at the bottom just to fill in some space down there. And this is that Halloween washi tape that goes with these different witchy girls that I think looks so nice together. And then to display my book picks, I'm using my little shelves that I do in a lot of my different spreads. So I'm just using my pen to go in and draw out little shelves for each of the 4 courses that I need to take. And then I will place the book covers on top of these shelves so that they look like they're sitting on the shelf. I think it looks really cute that way, and I really liked how it looked for spring, so I knew I had to do it the same way for autumn. And then once I have those shelves all drawn out, I'm going in with my pen again to add the headings for each of the courses. So the top one on the left is Elemental Studies, and then below that is Animal Studies, and then on the right is Alchemy, and below that is Restoration. And the reason why I did it in this order is because that is the order that it's listed on the callings page. So that sheet that says everything about the Beastmaster calling, that is the list that it is in there. So if you're bothered that it's not in alphabetical order or anything, that is why it isn't. So then once I have my headings all written down, I'm going in with my marker to color in the shelves. And then I'm also going in and I'm drawing on the downstrokes to create my faux calligraphy style that I do in like all of my spreads for the text. Okay, so now it's time for the book picks, probably the most exciting part of the whole video. So the first book that I chose to read this month is Bookshops in Bonedust, and that is for my Elemental Studies O course. And the prompt for that was your favorite scent on the cover or in the author's name or the title. And one of my favorite scents is the smell of old books, so that is why I chose Bookshops and Bonedust. And this is actually a prequel to Legends and Lattes, which I read last year, which was a cozy fantasy about a retired orc in a mercenary group, basically. And it's her story of setting up this cafe, I guess, and meeting different people, learning how to sell different pastries and coffee and everything. And there's also a romance in it. And it was really sweet and wholesome and cozy. So this is the prequel to that. So I'm excited to learn more about her character before Legends and Lattes. And then the second book that I will be reading is for Animal Studies O. And the prompt for that was a phoenix on the cover or in the title. And the book that I chose was The Phoenix Keeper, which of course has Phoenix in the title and also on the cover. So The Phoenix Keeper is about a phoenix keeper at a magical zoo full of mythical creatures like dragons, unicorns, and of course phoenixes, I guess. And there's also a queer romance in this, and I know that it is about the Phoenix Keeper working on restoring the endangered species of phoenix, or at least I think that's what it's about. So I'm really excited. I love mythical creatures in my books, and it sounds really good. And yeah, so that is what I chose for my Animal Studies O. Then for my Q in Animal Studies, I chose Heartless because the prompt was a standalone. And I know that Heartless is a standalone. It's kind of retelling, also like a prequel to tell the Queen of Hearts story in Alice in Wonderland. I'm pretty sure the Queen of Hearts in this story is also like a baker, and there's like a romance. And so it's kind of her origin story, I guess. And this has been on my shelf for so long, and I've always wanted to read it, so I think this was a good kick in the butt to finally put it on my immediate TBR for the month. And I'm actually super excited for it. A lot of people really love the romance in this book, so yes, that one is Heartless. And then for my D in Animal Studies, the prompt was a book that has had a cover change, and I chose Fireborne by Rosaria Munda. Now, if you've been on my channel, like at all, you know that these are my favorite books. This is one of my favorite series of all time, and Fireborne is the first book in that series, and it did have a cover change. So the original cover is very much inspired by like propaganda posters, which is a huge aspect of the story, and it has a dragon on it, but in the dragon wings are the portraits of the two main characters, and it is a really awesome cover, but it did get changed by the time the second book came out. Thankfully, I still like the new covers. I think they're very beautiful and look really epic with the dragons, but it does have a cover change, and I've been wanting to reread this series so badly, so this was my excuse to do so, and yes, very excited to read Fireborne. Then the next book that I will be reading is for Alchemy O, and the prompt for this was a book that will make you emotional. Now that could go a lot of ways, it's very kind of vague, but I chose The Crimson Moth, which is also known as Heartless Hunter here in the United States. It's called The Crimson Moth in the UK, and my edition for that is from Fairy Loot, which is a UK-based book box. So mine is called The Crimson Moth. The series is also called The Crimson Moth, and it is also called The Crimson Moth in the United States, so yeah, that's a little bit weird, but that is all the same book. Anyway, I have heard people loving this book and giving it great reviews, and also people saying that the ending has made them very emotional, so I chose it for that reason. And this I don't know too much about. I know that it is YA romantic fantasy, and I also know that it is kind of a witch and witch hunter situation, and I always love stuff like that. So yes, very excited, and that is my Alchemy book for this equinox. And then on to Restoration. My O book for this one is When the Moon Hatched, which is a book that I've been trying to read for so long, but the prompt is the night sky on the cover. And this book has a beautiful, beautiful cover with a dragon and a night sky and like music notes and magic and a lake and trees. I really love the cover, so I had to choose it for this prompt. And again, I've been trying to read this book for so long, but the book slumps have gotten the better of me. But I know that this is about dragons and moons, and there's a beautiful romance, and it's a fast-paced romantic fantasy. So I am very much so looking forward to that. A lot of people have said that this is their best book of the year already, so I really hope that I enjoy it that much as well. And then my Q book for Restoration, the prompt was a poisonous plant on the cover or in the title, and I chose Belladonna, which has a poisonous plant on the cover and in the title. And again, this is a book that I've been trying to read forever. It's been on my TBR, and I just haven't read it yet. So I'm very excited to finally read it. And of course, Belladonna is a poisonous plant, so it fits the prompt perfectly. Now, I also don't know too much about this book, in all honesty. I know it is set in a gothic kind of world, and we have this main character who encounters death personified, and I believe that they have a relationship, and I think that there's like balls, and I always love a ball in a book. I love, love, love Regency balls and stuff like that, so I am excited for that, and the gothic vibes will be perfect for fall and getting into autumn and everything. And for the Autumn Equinox, it just sounded perfect. So yes, I'm very excited to read Belladonna. So that is all of my book picks for the equinox. Now to finish off this page, I added in some decorations to the shelves that only have one book on them. And these are just miscellaneous stickers that I've used from different sticker sheets by Marigona Suli Art, and they all have a little bit of purple, a little bit of orange, and they look so cute and spooky. I just absolutely love them. And then I also added some different little stickers to add decoration to where the titles are for each of the 4 classes. So I love the moons and the stars and that bat and everything. I just think it turned out really, really cute. And to finish off this page, I added in some of my little sprinkles with my marker just in the empty space. And overall, I think that this turned out so cute. I love how it looks. I love how easily I'm able to tell which books I'm supposed to read and which prompts that they're supposed to go to. And ultimately, it just makes me excited to actually read these books. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this one. Are you doing the Magical Readathon this month? If you are, please let me know. I'd love to know what you're reading, what you're calling, anything like that. If you like this one, please leave a like and a comment down below. And if you'd like to see more from me, please hit subscribe. I hope that you and yours are staying safe, happy, and healthy, and I will see you again next time. Thanks again. Bye-bye.